Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of What Does the Cat Say? And this local cat of total smooth brightness has made an upgrade, more side grade, I guess, of my audio setup. So I talked about this in my Discord a bit and did a test stream yesterday with it, but I have decided to change what microphone I am using. So originally last year I got myself the kind of industry standard slash most well-known kind of higher end microphone that a lot of streamers, podcasters, and stuff use, which is the Shure SM7B. I liked it, and at the time it was what I was looking for, and it's been a joy to use. But then recently I saw some stuff on the Twitters of a couple different VTubers who have a lot more higher quality content than I do. That's the best way I can put it. Discuss microphones. And the biggest one that they were talking about was that the Shure SM7B kind of sounds almost like they're in a box. I still don't ever really feel like I felt like that. I never felt like, I guess it more like it's sounds like you're in the box with how kind of darker the sound profile is, because that's the big thing about this, the NT1, is it's a lot brighter, which I believe going forward for doing any kind of maybe voiceover stuff, this podcast and stream will sound a little better. Oh, and whatnot. So I just got this, and so far I've been really enjoying it. And I don't think I'm going to go back, mainly because also this was almost half the price of what the Shure was. So the Shure SM7B, when you get in the box, it literally is just microphone, pop filters, call it a day. Where this beauty came with microphone, obviously, a shock mount, a pop filter, and actually a 25-foot XLR cable. That was the thing that surprised me, is I didn't realize it came with an XLR cable, which is kind of nice. That is nice. It saves somebody some money because they still cost something. So yeah, no, it's been interesting. And the other thing that I like about the NT1 already too is it is much louder. So that was the other thing too with the Shure. The Shure SM7B is a very quiet microphone, and I did not have and do not have a audio interface that has a strong enough preamp from what even Shure, because I even looked at their documentation recommends for the SM7B. So technically, if I wanted to go even with like phantom power and stuff, or I would want to use phantom power, which is actually one thing that the NT1 needs, so it sounds good using it. But for something like the Shure, I would need to get myself another piece of hardware called a cloud lifter, and that's another $150, $200+. So it was one of those things where this overall is going to be a better budget, I guess, for it to sound like crystal clear. Because I'm going to be honest, I'm very pedantic with, even though I may not be the biggest VTuber and all that stuff, I want the audio experience to still be good. I still want to get that high quality audio going, just so that way for those like people who watch me and anybody new watching me can have a pleasant experience. It's the least I can do. So, and to save myself some money and adding more stuff to the mix, this is a great choice. And currently, actually, as I am recording this, I do have an eBay listing up selling my Shure SM7B with a XLR cable and the microphone boom arm that I was originally using, that I am swapping out for this one I'm using, which is just a low profile one. So it's one of those ones that kind of sits close to the desk, has a bit of a swivel arm. It does still go up and down, but it can now like tuck under my monitors, so that way I can be closer to my face, and just kind of cleans up my setup a lot more too, especially once I am moved in to my new place, which a week away. I think, fuck, it's a week away. I am so ready for this move. If it wasn't for the money part of trying to work more to make sure I have enough funds to get by, not probably working for a few days, I would have already done this move so long ago. But needed to get my shit. I still gotta get used to the fact that the arm for the microphone's a lot lower, so I don't smack it. But still wanted to be nice because again, moving back in with parents, give them still ample time to get like what they needed to have the rooms they said I can use all set up and moving their stuff, and whatnot. And plus, it still gives me like plenty of time, so I'm not rushing around. Because I mean, I'm basically done packing. The only things that are left to pack are my computer setup and a few other things that really won't be necessary to do until the day of getting the U-Haul truck. But yeah, no, I'm excited with this microphone. I think it'll do good. The only thing that is kind of harsh about this microphone being extra sensitive is, okay, there's not that much background noise right now, which is good. So because I actually have a bit of sound treatment in this room going, and I turned off the AC in my room and the fan, which is okay right now. It's the evening time, it's cooler. But yeah, so that's the one thing that I did read a lot with this microphone is you want to make sure it is in a fairly well treated room for audio recording, which so far it seems right now, for at least the podcast, which is still professional sounding, but it's still more informal. Fine. I'll figure out some solutions for that at the room I'm moving into, so I don't destroy the walls. Because again, it's not my house I'm moving into; it's my parents. I want to respect the property because and stuff. So I have some ideas that are going to be as least damaging as possible and stuff, but definitely going to be that. And then what's nice too is my parents' house has central air, so I won't be needing fans running when I'm doing stuff, so that will reduce background noise as well. So thankfully that should all make it be that when I do a podcast it sounds decent. And then if I can maybe work on trying to find stuff to do, I don't know, I don't know what I'm saying. Like, I don't know if I'll be doing voiceover things or who knows. Honestly, I'm starting to find out I have a lot of interests in so many different things. I don't know. I'm spreading myself too far, I think, thin with interests, because recently looking at some VTuber stuff that talked about like ghosts and different paranormal things, and one of them who started a podcast, it's like I'd love to do some stuff centered around like paranormal things, which you kind of do with my love for horror games and horror movies. So that kind of does that. The kind of type thing. Actually, hold on a second. I'm gonna take a quick drink here. Yeah, I'll call this out. And that's only other thing too that's gonna be curious how this sounds is I'm doing something a little different. Instead of recording through OBS and stuff, I'm actually using Audacity today and gonna just try all that fun. But yeah, like when I'm into paranormal stuff, I got stuff to do. Start doing more sim racing things, and incorporate those into streams. But it's also, I wouldn't mind trying to potentially get into kind of maybe some basic voice acting stuff. Help. Kind of one of those things where help people with like fan animations. I don't know. Could be fun little goofy things. Fun little side hobbies. Just being creative. Maybe make some money on the side with it. Who knows? Could be cool. Maybe not. Who knows? Yeah. What do you mean disk space remaining for 33 hours and 47 minutes of recording? What hard drive is this writing to? I guess I'll find that out later. I'm guessing it might be the C drive, which would make sense because all my other hard drives have a lot of space. Who knows? But yeah, no, I got way too many interests with different things to try to do. But it keeps things fresh. Oh yeah, and there's DJing, which I gotta remember. I gotta make a different Twitch channel to do the DJ program thing, which that'll be fun to kind of try to do as well. It'd be interesting to try to incorporate all this stuff. I'll figure it out. There's plenty of hours in a day and whatnot, so yeah, I'll get it going good and stuff. But yeah, no, the tech stuff, that's that. Like I'm excited to see how this microphone goes. And from I would have just heard too, people have been using this one along with the Shure, but this one for years. And just the fact that made me decide, let's give this a try. One is because buying it, at worst, I try a little bit and go, not for me. If I do, especially because like right now and stuff, I can hear if it's gonna sound good. But if it was just like, I'll go, Not for me. I can just go return it. It's not the end of the world for that. But I don't think I will. Well, that is one thing I can't wait for from getting out of the Southern U.S. is getting away from all these bugs. But yeah, no, and just the fact that people who have a lot more professional grade content talk about how they use this for like some of their professional content. I mean, of course, one of the people who kind of was really talking about it, Paranorma, of course, said that her very, very, very extensive microphone is for when she does like song covers, which obviously, because that is a professional production. And of course, you're going to probably use most likely one of like the, I think she talked about like the Neumann something or other, which is, I know some of those ones are like thousands of dollars. But again, if you're doing professional song covers that are type thing, then yeah. And of course, if I ever got into, say, professional voiceover, voice acting stuff, then of course, yeah, I'm going to upgrade from this or the studio. If it's through a studio, of course, they'll probably have a recording studio I go to that has equipment. But either way, though, a lot of these people who do very professional grade, like, projects have said that they use this microphone and so on and so forth. So, and it just made the most sense to me. And I do, again, the different profile sound with this one being a lot brighter, I feel like is nicer now because now that I have been able to hear the comparison, because before I even said it too in a reply to one of the tweets, is that with the Shure, I didn't get that like feel of being almost sound like you're inside of a box, but that's also because I didn't really have much to compare it to other than a cheap original Blue Yeti. So, of course, going from an original Blue Yeti microphone to the Shure, it's like, oh, the Shure is immaculate. It's great. But now hearing this compared, it's like, okay, this sounds really good and I think will work better. I mean, listening back to the VOD I did from a quick stream I did yesterday sounds great. I'm going to, of course, hear back on this podcast when I, edit out some parts of it later. Hear that sounds, and I bet you it's going to sound great because I can hear it through my head right now. So, yeah, I know, I'm excited. Definitely excited about this part and whatnot. And can also show you, too, that sometimes just because something is coveted and big price tag doesn't always mean it's the best option. Because, again, like I said, this bundle is $250 versus, and it comes with more than just a microphone, where the Shure SM7B and its sister one, the SM7DB, which the only real difference is the DB has, I guess, built-in phantom power toggle and whatnot. They're $400 and $500 respective, and that's just the microphone and nothing else. So yeah, it's just, it all depends on what you want and what you're looking for. I know one big thing that's really good with the Shure is because the Shure is the SM7B is quieter. If you are going to be recording in a untreated room, so a room that doesn't muffle a lot of like background noise, or if you're always going to have a fan or AC going, that one can be better because it won't pick up as much background noise as this. But again, it's going to be very quiet, so you're going to have to put in a lot of default gain on your preamp and all that craziness and stuff. Yeah. And actually, that reminds me too, talking about all this, I don't know if I'm going to record it before the move or might be right after. That's probably one of the next little like installments of the I want to get into streaming, mini series inside this podcast I'm going to do next is talking about audio gear, because I will admit my audio setup kind of overkill. Kind of overkill. I mean, for the numbers I pull, I'm not trying to belittle myself here at all, but my numbers I pull on Twitch and my podcast stuff for now and all that stuff, I feel like if people saw at least just the metrics of like views and all that stuff, they would not be surprised if I was using just some cheap $20 USB microphone from Walmart or a gaming headset microphone. But the fact that I have like this professional grade, which is good, so in the future if I do have like high quality projects, I got options and I already have the setup for it. But yeah, my setup is overkill, and I admit that. I fully admit that. But it's to my standard that I have, and I have a high standard for myself. And also, I just know that it's just a standard to make sure that for the people who do stop by, listen to my content, it's what they want and what they're expecting. Is good quality, because I don't want people to come in here and it's one of those, unless that was my shtick, of course, was like a shitty microphone. But I don't want people coming into my streams and also just like, not being able to hear me. I know some people that's kind of the shtick of their stream and stuff, but for me, nah, I like good quality. And again, because I have a better, nice, higher quality microphone, that just means now if I do future creative projects that involve recording audio, I won't have to go out and go spend hundreds of dollars more on getting the next higher end microphone. I have it right here. So, and also when I'm selling the bundle there for my Shure and stuff on eBay, once it sells, hopefully I can at least get a minimum I want to get is $300 for it all. It'll pay for this. So, yeah, win. But yeah, as I kind of alluded to earlier when just kind of rambling on about the microphone here, the move is a week away, and I am just so excited. So I just do the move, get back to my home state, be back with family. Like, it's one of those things where even if I got into a spot now where I wouldn't have to move, which I really don't. I'm doing it on my own. Like, that's the thing that's nice about this move, is it is on my own terms. I'm excited about that. And I think it'll be nice. It'll just be nice. Like, I've had my fun being down here in North Carolina for the last 5 years, but New Hampshire is my home. Like, I definitely like the Northeast a lot more, and whatnot. So I'm excited for that, especially now going into the Halloween season, because for some of you who may not know, New Hampshire has some like nationally renowned haunted house attractions, and I think I'm going to treat myself this year and go to a couple. I've been to a couple of them over the years, through like high school and stuff, but I think this year I'm going to try to go to a couple more of them. A couple of the ones I haven't been to either in forever or just never been to. One of them that I know is like very, 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 very well renowned is Haunted Overload. That is one that I believe is very nationally known. I've seen many kind of paranormal, spooky, season gothy YouTubers go and record and stuff over there. So it's like it's a very well known one. So I'm wanting to get over to that. Also, I'm gonna be like maybe 45 minutes away from Salem, Mass. Which when I realized that when I was talking to a Lyft passenger yesterday, it's like, oh my god, I've never been. Here's the wild thing: being born and raised in the Northeast, I've never been to Salem, Mass. So I need to fix that the moment I move back. And perfect time too. Go visit Salem, Mass during Halloween season, during spooky season. It's just a match made in heaven. So yeah, I'm excited for that, and then I'm excited for the fact too that I can get my new streaming setup all set up, and then get back to the fun, get back to the streams, and whatnot. And as of right now, the plan is still to do a 24-hour return stream. I think, as of right now, what I'm probably going to do is I'm going to split the stream into 2 12-hour days, just so that way I do get some sleep in there, and also so I'm not, like, waking everybody else in the house up at, like, 4 in the morning. But for right now, it is some capacity of a 24-hour, welcome back to a streaming stream. And I'm going to play through the BioShock series. That is my goal, is to play through BioShock 1, 2, and 3, which I should be able to, I think, get through at least 1 and 2, and probably a good chunk of 3 in 24 hours of streaming that. Mainly because I've already played through them, so it's not like I'm going to be getting stuck at, like, in areas. I mean, I'll definitely do a lot of exploring. The only thing that's going to probably really making me stick is in BioShock Infinite, the third one. There is an achievement, they got the achievement system, and one of them is to find all the Vox phones, which are all, like, the, tape recordings and stuff that you get to hear people and all that dialogue. I'm going to check right now the achievements on it. The last I remember, I found all but 1. And I've played through Infinite at least 4 or 5 plus times, fully through. And I can never find that last one. Here, let me see. BioShock Infinite. Okay, we have quite a few of the achievements. So let's look at the achievements here. Bum 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 ba 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 ba. Scroll through. Oh, excuse me, sorry. The whole store, collect all. Okay, that's for a burger. Let's see which. Okay. Oh yeah, and then also yeah, use all telescopes. Negative scopes is another one I gotta find. Trying to see where is it? Hold on, where is this? Wait, did I find them all? No, here it is. Collect every voxophone. I do not have. And it looks like it has lost the progress memory of eavesdropper. Okay, so that'll be one big thing is I will have to be very strict, I guess, in just, you know, going through it very, very, very meticulously, because the only thing I can think of is it's near the end of the game, because BioShock, without spoiling for anybody who may have not played it or seen it yet, near the end, you know, shit hits the fan and you're just kind of rushing around trying to do things. I have a feeling it must be somewhere near the end where I'm, even in my playthroughs where main goal has been to find all the voxophones, I kind of lose track of that goal and just like banging through the story. So yeah, that'll be the big thing is I want to get that achievement because I've been so close. That it's just like, that is my main goal. And, you know, just try to do it again on my own. And maybe at worst, if I can't, I'll just watch a playthrough of somebody doing it to see if I can find out where am I missing one, in case it is one that's, well, it can't be a bugged out one, because if it was bugged out, I would, you know, eventually, because again, I played through Infinite fully at least 3, 4, 5-ish or so times. So, I mean, I feel like if it was bugged out one playthrough, it wouldn't have been for all of them. And if it was bugged out, you know, it would have kind of, I would assume, you know, kind of be mentioned and would have been known, but who knows. But yeah, that'll be the fun for that. So, like, yeah, first few streams back will be playing through the BioShock series, because one is my favorite series ever, and stuff. So, and also been in the mood to replay it, so play through all of that. And yeah, no, that'll be fun, and then get into a groove of a schedule, with working. Right now, still doing just Lyft, and then maybe any future jobs, and then get there with streaming. And yeah, no, it'll be exciting, and it also will be exciting and probably a little painful too to start doing, as I mentioned last couple streams, my kind of technology detox. And it'll be interesting how I go about this, because I will admit I am definitely glued to the TikTok titty, and am quite enthralled with that, and scroll through TikTok way too much. So I will have to make it. I will have to try to figure out if I just uninstall it on my phone, or if I get potentially like a app lockout app to kind of help reduce screen time, because I know I need to still have access to TikTok in some capacity for content uploads once I get back to, you know, posting clips and other bits of content or whatever on TikTok, which I know I do kind of still prefer doing it through the phone app, because the phone app has more options, mainly with like the auto captions, just because that's easier than trying to manually make like captions in DaVinci Resolve, unless I can maybe find some kind of automated system to create captions in DaVinci. Actually, I should look that up. like, see, this is one of those few moments where I'll be willing to use an AI side tool if it's something as simple as, hey, listen to what I say, turn it into a text captions that, you know, have this design. Boom, save myself time, because that'd be nice. Because I've done little, like, yeah, like the little subtitles and captions and stuff for like some shorts before, and they, even if it's like a 10-second short, it takes a while. So there's a way to speed that process up. That'll be nice. And that's why I usually like using the TikTok app to upload a short, is I can use their automated like captions thing. And it's actually gotten a lot more accurate over the years. So there's that. I mean, at worst, like I said, I put something on or set something up on my phone, so it's like I only get like an hour or two of screen time, you know, a day on TikTok, or maybe an hour, because an hour would definitely be more than enough time to upload shit on there and then maybe look at some stuff. So, but just do that. I also kind of set myself a more strict Lyft schedule to get my, because I think right now my problem with Lyft is I'm very just, I've given myself more of a strict schedule these past few weeks, but it's just like I've been very kind of just up in the air with it and not as wild, so, or like structured with it. So it would be nice to be structured, I think, just to help promote making money and whatnot and not being lazy. Because yeah, I will admit I've been better with it this past few months to save up for, you know, moving, but yeah, no, I gotta get better with that. Anyway, yeah. No, my brain shut off. I don't know what else to talk about. There really wasn't much eventful stuff to talk about from this past week. Just big things, like I already said, was the microphone test stream. We're a week away from the move, which for this podcast, with the move, because technically the kind of next Sunday is the night before I get the truck. So as of right now, I believe I'll do one more podcast episode next weekend to upload and have, you know, go live that Monday, and then, you know, whatnot, which should prevent a gap in the upload schedule. But I would just say don't hold your breaths on an episode next week, because just a hint that there's a chance that I might just have to forego it to prep for all the final, you know, moving stuff. Yeah, we'll have to see on that. Yeah, no, there really wasn't. Yeah, because Lyft rides have been normal this week. Yeah, I got nothing. I just started talking again to the first VTuber that I'll have on as a bit of a guest here on the podcast, which, you know, that's the next thing too, is when it comes to the interviews and stuff, how I'm going to do them. Still a good question. I kind of want to do some kind of goofy game built into it. While still just kind of just chatting with them, maybe talking about, you know, interviewing-ish with them and stuff. So, yeah, no, it could be fun. I mean, it could be maybe something as just silly as like playing like Truth or Dare, like some goofy like Truth or Dare card game or something goofy about that, or you know, well, I'll see. I'll figure it out. It might just be total chaos, which is good. Just, you know, something to where it's like unique, but, you know, if it's a known structure. So kind of figured that out. Yeah, I think I'm going to head and call the podcast for today, because yeah, I got nothing. And also, yeah, I mean, once the thing did, oh shit, sorry about that. Okay, there we go. The microphone is done wibbly wobbling, but yeah, no, I'll be excited for everything like that. But yeah. With that though, again, thank you all so much for listening, and I will hope to see you all in the next one.